Hi everyone, welcome to February Monthly Club. So my name is Lauren Urbonis and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to my monthly card club video. So if you are receiving this video, it is for the fact that you signed up to purchase a kit for my class. So we make 3 cards every month. The class is $15 or it's free with a $35 order. Or you might be receiving this kit as a surprise in the mail if you placed an online order with me. So my website is at the bottom, laurenurbonis.stampinup.net, and you're always welcome to shop on there, and you will still be eligible for my little free classes or gifts that I have up for grabs each month. If you're in Edmonton, then I do encourage you to just message me what you would like to order, because you can share shipping by picking them up from my house instead of paying all of the shipping costs on your own. But it is completely up to you. You can still earn the class for free no matter if you shop online or if you message me for your class kit. So if this is your first time crafting with me, welcome. Just a little caveat that the project kits that I've sent you, you will have to add your own details to them with your stamping. So most of the time I try to keep that down just to like a sentiment, but there is the odd time where you have to add in your own flower or accessory, and you can use whatever you have from your collection. If you don't have what I am using for the project, please feel free to substitute in anything else you own. It's not meant to make you scrounge and, have to order everything that I'm using on the spot, but the projects that I'm showing you are intended to give you an idea of what we have available in our selection of catalogs or offerings. So before we get started on your projects, I just have a couple mentions that I wanted to remind you about. So I have all 3 of our current offerings in front of me. I have our annual catalog, our mini catalog, and our celebration brochure. If at any point you see a catalog and you're like, I don't have that one, message me. I would love to get you one if you don't have a demonstrator already. So celebration is what I want to chat about. This promotion is where Stampin' Up! Is offering you the chance to get free products in exchange for your orders. So for every $60 order or $120 order before shipping and tax, there are items in this little brochure that you can earn for free. So there's stamp sets, embellishments, ribbon, paper, all sorts of goodies hiding in here. Okay, so this catalog though is done at the end of February. The promotion for you to earn free products is going to be finished, and of course you can still order in March, but you won't have any of these to choose from for free, and it's just a really nice time of the year for you to think about getting the most for your money. So you can purchase anything from either of the catalogs. There's online exclusives that, again, you can check out on my website. Those all count towards club orders. Those all count towards celebration items. And there's lots of freebies that you can take advantage of this month. If you're someone who loves paper pumpkin kits, which are our monthly subscriptions, where you get a little fun red box with a stamp set, a mini ink spot, and all the materials to make a set of projects, if you like those, this is the time of year where I always buy myself a year-long subscription, because I'm spending, I think they're about $3.75 now, so that gives me a number of free celebration items. I think I earned 7 free celebration items when I purchase a year-long membership, and that's a lot of free stuff. Also, you have the chance to purchase 6-month, 3-month, or even just a month-to-month. So don't stress if it's not in your budget to do a whole year, but it is the time of year where you'd be able to get the most for your money. And if that's something that's on your order, then you and I are going to chat about bumping your order up by about $25, so you get like $35 free, I think is how it works. So really good deals going on right now. A couple of them that I'm going to mention just to wet your whistle. If you have a huge wish list, like anywhere over 100, you might want to think about joining my Stampin' Up! Team. So it's a no obligation starter kit, which means if you purchase the starter kit and that's all you ever want to have from Stampin' Up!, you will still be part of my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator team for about 6 months. You'll get a 20% discount on anything you place or any orders you place through your demo account. You get sneak peeks. You get a chance to order in advance of upcoming catalogs. So we call that our pre-order time, and it's usually about a month in advance that you get to shop from upcoming promotions and some of our new catalogs. So that's a nice perk. And then you also get access to demonstrator only content, such as my team page, my uplines team page, and some demonstrator team pages that give you lots of inspiration and fun. So the offering right now until the end of February is that you're going to pay $135 flat. No shipping, no GST. With that $135, you're going to pick out $165 worth of product. So that's already $30 free. And then your choice of this glass mat studio. So it's a nice glass mat with a fun little tray and a silicone mat. You can have that. It's about an $81 value, and it's really nice for stamping on a glass mat because it's a perfectly flat surface. You're going to get really crisp images. Or if you're like, nah, I don't really need that, I have something else that works for me, you can also then instead choose option 2 and get $41 more of free product. So all in all, you're getting lots and lots of free stuff if you decide to take advantage of that deal. And I'd love to chat with you if you have any questions. You can also head to my website and just click the join button at the top, and it will list a lot of the perks for you, but I'm happy to talk about them with you too if you like. Then if you're like, no, don't want to join, don't need to join, but I have a massive order. Let's say you have a huge order, you have a bunch of friends who want to order together. You can put together an order of $375, and then you earn $37.50 in like our regular hostess benefits, plus an extra $37.50 right now during celebration. So that is a little plus if you're somebody who's kind of mulling around the idea of like a gigantic order. Now, if you're part of club and if you're, making purchases using my hostess codes and online, what I do is those extra little rewards, I earned some of them last month from my group, and I'm expecting we'll probably get another $37.50 this month. I have been purchasing a few little treats, and I'm going to do some draws at the end of February to use those hostess rewards and to just kind of spread them out. So everybody who placed orders last month and everyone who's ordering this month, all your names are going to go into a draw. I haven't decided yet whether it's going to be based on like how much you spent or what, because some of my one class was just like a class fee option. So I have to work that out, and I'll explain it at the end of the month, but I have a few little treats that we're going to do some draws for, and you'll automatically get that. But if you have an order on your own of $375, so like you're buying that paper pumpkin 12-month subscription or something, we can chat, because I would like to give you those rewards on your own then. I had one more thing I was going to say about that, and I think I forgot it, but that's okay. Maybe it'll come back to me. While we're talking about Celebration, Stampin' Up! Has told us that these items are while supplies last, and a few of them are already kind of dwindling. So what they did on February 1st was they came out with a More to Celebrate promotion. So they took some items from our annual catalog and they made them freebies that you can earn during this promotion as well. So those are online. You can see them in a nicer picture, but I printed off the flyer for you. So you can see we have a few stamp sets, we have some packages of paper, we have some kits, these 3 are kits, and we have embossing folders. Those are all from the annual catalog, but instead of paying for them, I think that's like $33, $17, $24, however much they are, you're going to get them for free. So those are options that you can choose this month as well. If you're placing a $60 order or a $120, then you can choose those for free. If you've got a $120 order, we have the 2003 new core color markers because we had a whole new color refresh. So they're offering you the chance to get that set for free, or you can get the dragonfly punch, which is also really cute. So those are a couple options for you, and I'm more than happy to send you the direct link to this page, so you're not trying to, you know, read my printed off version, but those are up for grabs for your celebration orders as well. Okay, that's ending at the end of February. Just keep in mind, we have these 2 catalogs that do go technically till the end of April, but of course, once Stamping Up time kind of tells us what's going to be staying or going, those things do start to run out. So make sure you stay tuned on my Lauren Scraplot Facebook page, because I will try to keep you updated when I find out what's going to be retiring and what's carrying over, because you'll want to grab your favorites. And if there's something that you absolutely know you want, just grab it now. Grab it this month, because you're getting freebies from Celebration. You might as well treat yourself to that bigger bundle. And then, you know, if there's paper and stuff that you need to stock up on later, you can easily do that. This is, however, also the time that I usually take an inventory of my dimensionals and embellishments, things that I use all the time, tape, seal, and you might as well place an order and get freebies while restocking your craft supplies. So, if I remember the other thing about Celebration, I will mention it. If not, it might be a post later. Let's get crafting. So, what you guys received this month was probably kind of funny looking. You're probably used to just getting a nice brown envelope from me with 3 little projects. However, this time I am doing an oversized card for one of our projects because I really, really wanted to use this Adoring Hearts embossing folder and bundle. So, I couldn't cut it down. I know you can, and you probably will, but I decided I wanted to make a full card using these projects so that we could have a great looking Valentine card or sympathy card or thinking of you card or anniversary card or even birthday card. It can be any occasion. So when I designed this, I started with Valentine's because I figured, well, Valentine's is tomorrow, but some of you are coming to club tomorrow, so you might not need the Valentine's cards for that day. So I started with red, and then I moved on to Boho.Blue. And then I decided I needed to finish off the trio with Pretty Peacock. So in your envelopes, you will have received supplies for 1 of these cards. I'm giving you the visual so that, of course, you can always go and recreate the other ones in whichever color scheme you'd like. And just so you guys know, because this is a to-go kit, you won't be doing the cutting with me for like the embossing folder and the hearts and stuff. So this is kind of what an original piece of paper would have looked like if you just embossed it. And then once I use this die in the background, it punches out all those hearts and leaves us with these center folds and these hearts that we're going to use on our projects. Okay, so I did do a start to finish video of this card on my Show Me How It's Done videos. I do a new video every Tuesday at noon, and I post those on my YouTube channel, Lauren Scraplot. So this was last week's video, and I did it start to finish. So if you want to see it with all the measurements and all the cutting and all the notes, then go and check that out. Today I'm just going to walk you through how to assemble what you have in your kit. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. This Adoring Hearts bundle is in our mini catalog, and you can either buy the stamp set or you can buy the dies, all these dies, and embossing folder with it as well, or separately. It's up to you. But it's a really, really fun set, and I'm so excited to be using it today. So I have to keep myself organized because I have people coming to class tonight. So I'm going to grab my little envelope with supplies. This is a large 6x6 card. So I grabbed these clear cellophane envelopes from Amazon. I think they measure about 6 1/8 or 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And they're really great for you to store and display these cards in. Or of course, Amazon's great for having all the other colors of stuff that you need too. Okay? Oh, pardon me. Need my water. There we go. Okay. So in your little envelope, you're going to start off with a card base. Now this card base is 6 by 6, and you're wondering how on earth I got that, because most of our cardstock behind me is 8.5 by 11. But we sell basic white in a full pack of 12 by 12. You can also get all the other colors in like a mixed pack. You can buy them with their color families, but you really only get like 2 sheets of each color. So the white is kind of the way to go if you're mass producing a bunch of these, which I was. Okay, so I've got my card base. I'm going to start with the inside of my card, and that is where you're going to grab these 2 kind of random pieces. You'll have one small piece of designer paper and one piece of colored cardstock. And I should just mention, this designer series paper is one of our Celebration freebies that you can get for free this month. Usually specialty papers with golds and foils and stuff retail for about $23. You can get it for free, and it's not available for sale later. So think about that. Think about grabbing it because it's really, really cute. Okay, so you're going to pick whichever side you'd like to display and then add this on top of your colored cardstock. I'm using something flat because, again, keep in mind this is the inside of our card, and we want that to be flat and easy for people to assemble. And I should just mention for you guys, when I do the videos for Card Club, I'm not listing off all the measurements because everything is cut and prepped for you. So it would literally just be in one ear and out the other if I was listing off the measurements for you. So instead, I have simply written them up in the description on the video. Okay, I've written out all the supplies that I used, every single color, every single stamp set, or the name of the papers. And then that helps me because if my brain is not working on the video, it's all written out for you. Okay, this little guy I'm putting on the left-hand side. And this is very odd to me. Usually I have never done this before, but I thought it's such a large space. I didn't want to have to fill the whole thing with writing. And this was just using some scraps that I had left over from the package after prepping all of these kits. And I thought, well, it looks really pretty, kind of offsets and gives you a focus for the inside. And then you just have a little bit of space that you can kind of freehand write. Okay, now for the front of our card. Okay, so we're going to start with that gold piece, and your gold piece will look very similar to this one. Some of you will have rectangles cut out of the middle, some of you will have circles, but I just don't like wasting my gold foil. Gold foil is very expensive. You get only 2 sheets in a package, and so I like to maximize it, especially if I'm basically using 1/4 of a sheet for this card. So what I did is I took my Everyday Details dies, that's these guys here, and I cut out a bunch of these circles, which we're using on today's card, and a bunch of the rectangles, which we're using on the next card, so that I didn't have to waste additional materials prepping those. Okay, so this piece you do want to put on flat. So I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put tape on there. You can use seal, you can use glue, whatever works for you, but we're barely seeing any of it. Look, it's like the tiniest little border. And so it really would have been a waste for me to have a whole sheet just getting covered up in the back here. So don't be afraid to cut those things out. Nobody's going to know that that background is missing. Oh, Ara's coming to visit us. She's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you hanging out with me? Okay. She got a good walk. Alrighty. It should be an even square around. So centering that with a nice white border is perfect. And now right on top of that, you're going to put your designer series paper. So everybody will have different designer series papers because I basically just took that whole package and I chopped it to bits so that we could have a variety of paper backgrounds, okay? So some of you have the swirls, some have little flowers, some have stripes, some have big flowers. Whatever you have, they're going to look great, okay? So please don't stress and just keep in mind you can always recreate these on your own and purchase the package to make more. So yeah, I didn't want to limit us by just doing this as a Valentine's card, so I figured it's a nice, like, beautiful card that you could use for a variety of occasions. Okay, perimeter tape all around, and then this is also going to get layered on that gold. You should have a nice small border. It will be super tiny, like not even a 1/4 inch. I wanted it small because I wanted this to fit. Okay, so make sure this is very, very tiny, your border. There we go. And then we're ready to decorate a little bit more. Okay, so for those of us who like things straight, I made sure that your red piece does fit just inside this perimeter. You don't have to worry. There's lots of, focus that, there we go. There's enough space around so you can keep it straight. Or if you're willing, you can just knock this off kilter a tiny bit and you get kind of this funky look, but it works because a lot of the backgrounds are funky. They've got different patterns going whichever way. You've got lots going on the card, so it's up to you. Make the decision whether you need it to be straight or whether you're willing to turn it a bit. But regardless, we're going to put dimensionals onto the back of your card, okay? So I'm going to use these nice big ones because they will be very, very supportive. It's like you're kind of still putting stuff on the card. So I'm going to just do those guys. You can use little ones too, and then you could get right into some of the corners. To laugh yesterday. Nathan came upstairs and he's like, why does Zara have glitter on her nose? I'm like, well, she was probably sniffing around in my office and got glitter on her nose because I'm using glitter paper while I was prepping for one of my upcoming events. Okay, here we go. Turning this just off kilter, like so. I'm doing off kilter. Okay, now I'm ready to go. I'm going to grab these 4 little hearts that kind of look weird. They've got lots of little pieces inside of them. So those I cut out with the loose dies from the Adoring Hearts bundle, but you will love me because I used our adhesive sheets and I turned them into stickers for you. So the beauty of those adhesive sheets is you can put them onto anything, turn whatever you have into a sticker. And again, I did do a full tutorial on that when I did this video live last week. So you can kind of get that information there. But when you pull off the back, you mostly get all of these pieces out, but sometimes they like to stay. You can just poke them out. But then you don't need to do any adhesive. Oi, hello. Hopefully none of you have this kind of one. That one's all stuck. Don't think it cut properly. Maybe I'll keep it then. That's fine. I will hide it behind this. There we go. These can go in 4 of your hearts. It doesn't matter which ones, but I just went with north, east, south, and west. Thought it was kind of easy to do and nice to look at. Oh, there. That one came out much easier. See? All the little pieces come out, but they are very sticky. So I just have a Kleenex right beside me that I can kind of stick them onto if I need to. Okay, there's 2. So you'll have to look. Your hearts might be different than mine because I just kept rolling and rolling them. So you might have 2 of a different kind instead. Last but not least, number 4. Here we go. Okay, next we're going to build our fun little decal. So I'm going to sit here and just make sure that all of these little circles got poked out. You might need to use a pair of scissors or take your pick tool. Works really well. But these everyday details dies do take just an extra second, but I think it's worth it. They're very simple, they cut very cleanly, and it's a nice big circle, so easy to use. Trying not to make a mess everywhere. Okay. Starting off, we're going to take our white circle and put just tape on the back of it and add it to our gold circle. Tape, glue, seal, whatever you like. That's right in the middle here. All right, next we're going to grab our dimensionals and your colored little heart. So they will have different patterns because all of those cut out with different designs, and that's okay. So we're going to take that colored cardstock heart and use it first. We're just going to put it up in the top part at an angle, okay? Next, we're going to add one dimensional kind of offset near the bottom of that, and that's where our gold heart's going to be. The reason I didn't put the dimensional on the gold is because it gets a little tricky to kind of line it up properly sometimes, so I just put it straight on my circle and I'm ready to go. Next, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So what you have is this nice little white banner, and if you own this set, then there's a really cute little just for you stamp that you can use. If you don't stress. All of our photopolymer sets you can move and bend. So if you have anything that says like thank you or thinking of you or I love you, you can just kind of set it on top of here and then bend it into a little arch, put a block on there, and you're good to stamp. Okay, so I'm using cherry cobbler. I could have used real red, but I wanted to do something a little darker. So sorry, I have to stand up because it's tricky to get that centered unless you're looking right down on over top of it. There we go. Just for you. Now, I need one more of my little dimensionals, but here's a trick for you. So you can either have one, and then your banner is going to go kind of just right across the two things, or if you want to have it come above the heart, you can pile a second dimensional on top of this one and add one on the gold, and then you'll end up with basically a tower. I'm going to do that just so you can see, and an extra way to dimensionalize a little bit. So there's one. And then I'm just going to actually put this on the back of here. So I have one layer because there's one under the gold, and then two layers, and she's ready to go. And because you can never have too many dimensionals, we are also going to put this up on dimensionals. Now keep in mind, these hearts are lower, so you don't really want dimensionals on the back of your circle because you would risk kind of being lopsided. So I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals right in this red space. You could put two, maybe three. And then we're going to add our little circle decal right on top of that. See? Super, super fancy, but very, very fun. And I'll just bring that back for you. So you can see the three. There you go. Okay. Slowly cleaning while you're finishing. Now I know you guys are all finishing this, so I'm just going to ask that if you have not finished, just click pause, because this is a recording, and then you won't be stressed, and then I can keep going, because I don't want to make the video go for too long. So just hit that pause button, you can finish the card, and then you can join us when you're ready for the next one. Okay, so the next one, when I cut out all of those hearts for that project, I ended up with a ton of hearts left over, and I didn't want them to go to waste. So I decided to make little mini cards. So these cards are probably for that person who all you are passing along to them is like a gift card, or you just wanted a little note for them. So you can do this again. Valentine's, thinking of you, anniversary, wedding, whatever you like. Those are going to be your sentiment kind of decisions. But in your little package, I treated you guys to a bonus card this month. Usually we only do 3 cards, but I'm giving you 2 mini cards, kind of in lieu of 1 big card. So you will have an assortment of 2 different colors. It won't be all 3 of them. So hopefully you're okay with that. But whichever one you would like to use, maybe I'll do this one. Okay, so you're going to need that card base. You're going to need to basically split this pile of stuff into 2. So you need 2 large rectangles, 1 gold, 1 little rectangle, and then the 2 hearts. And then you will do the other card as well. I'm just going to do 1. Okay, so fun parts. Here we go. We've got a little card base. We're going to open that up, and we're going to add 1 of our white vanilla rectangles into that space. Okay. You can come back later and add some stamping or a sentiment to this, whatever you'd like. But for now, we're just going to have this ready to go. So. Here we go. Okay, now for the front. We're going to take that second large rectangle, and we're going to pop this one up on dimensionals. My nails match this card. That's why I'm drawn to it. Here we go. 1. And then you're going to bring in this rectangle. You might have to poke out a few of those circles. So take a second and make sure those are all poked out for you. Just put those to the side. Could have used them for confetti. Okay, almost done. Okay, once it's ready, we're going to add dimensionals to the back. Again, this was a square, and then I decided to take a second die and cut out this center piece. The die itself doesn't cut out this center, but I chose to because I have them in a little bin right now, and they're ready and prepped to go for a card that I will probably do in the future for you guys. So I have them all ready. It kind of makes my life really quick. It was just 1 pass through my machine, and I was able to get 2 things prepped. So make sure your dimensionals, you probably want to use the little ones, are not going over top of those circle areas, because you'll see them from the front then, and that's not the nicest. Ooh. This guy can go on here. Again, right in the center. Okay. Now you're going to need that little piece. So this guy, you'll notice mine is embossed. I wasn't able to emboss yours because it's really, really tricky to stamp on something that's embossed. So you'll need to just use whatever embossing folder you have on hand, or the card will look great if you can't emboss. So don't stress if you don't own embossing folders or a cut and emboss machine. What you're going to worry about is a stamp. So I'm grabbing You're on My Mind. It was one of the ones from the Adoring Hearts set. And I'm just going to complement my cardstock color with this nice Boho.Blue. So I'm going to stamp this into the top right hand side. And then I am going to go and emboss. I chose to use one of our Bration embossing folders. This is called Softly Sophisticated. But any sort of subtle embossing for this background piece will look gorgeous. So don't worry about, if you don't own that one. I'm going to just do this down here because it's easy. All right, so that's ready to go. Now, this guy, you're going to want to put flat adhesive onto the back. There's no point putting any in the middle of this because we've cut out the middle of our gold, so this isn't going to stick to that. You'll just want to do the perimeter. And I like to do the whole perimeter when I emboss something, just because embossing can make it want to kind of fold upwards. So the whole perimeter with embossing or adhesive is kind of helpful. There we go. There's card number 2. Almost. Okay. Then you'll have 2 of these random little hearts. So kind of like we did on the first card, pick one to start with. And you can put dimensionals on both sides of it. Make it nice and solid. And it's going to go in the upper left-hand side, nice and straight. And then down below, you'll just add 1 dimensional, kind of diagonally down from it. And you can take your second little heart. Make sure, depending on what your sentiment was, that you're not covering it. And there you are. It's ready to go. I can grab these other ones in case you had. And I just grab different sentiments. You can grab them from any sort of set that you own. It doesn't have to be the Adoring Hearts. Okay, while you guys are finishing that one, because I know you have 2, I'm going to grab my February specialty class cards. Oftentimes, I don't show you guys what I'm doing for my specialty classes. Mostly, I like to make them a surprise and, just kind of have that as an excitement feature for you. But this time I had them prepped in advance and I thought I really wanted to treat you guys this month. So usually my classes, we make like 4 to 5 cards in a specialty class. The class costs $25 or it's free with a $60 order. But this time I was like, you know what? My brain is going. I have so many ideas in my mind. So next Tuesday on February 20th, I have only 4 spots left because these kits are cut and prepped already. If you would like to sign up for this class, you can either come in person or you can take a to-go kit, but I'm going to just quickly show you the cards that we're doing. I'm not going to show them slow because I do want them to be like still a surprise. But we're making a ton. We're making 11 cards that are themed around thinking of you and care. So it's kind of sympathy cards, thoughts of you cards, and encouragement cards. So there's 12 cards that we're doing. And you can swap the sentiments in and out with whatever you'd like, of course. If you're taking this home, you will have to. If you're here, you can use whatever I'm offering from about 4 different sets that I thought were really nice. So if you'd like to get a kit for that, again, it's $25 or free with a $60 order. It unfortunately cannot combine with this order. So like if you want to place $120 order, then I can give you both, but you can't get 2 Celebration items. You can't like do a $60 order tonight and count it for that class instead, because it doesn't work. Anyways, that's this month's specialty class. Next month, I'm so excited. I don't have anything prepped yet. I have ideas in my brain, and I am playing with, I'm going to just show you the suite. My specialty class, I'm playing with the Perennial Lavender Suite. So every once in a while, I decide to do a gigantic class. So this class is $95. I'm going to warn you about that in advance. I call it a mega class. So unlike my all-day retreats, where the price tag is around that as well, and you get a stamp set with your class, but you also get a ton of like prizes and gifts and draw ballots at those all-day events. This class, you get more projects. Okay, so I haven't designed the stuff yet, but included in your $95 is going to be the Painted Lavender stamp set. You will also be getting a smattering of some of the different embellishments. Once I design things and kind of work out my math on the prices, then I'll know what you're also getting for free. So you do get a couple gifts, but I don't do draw prizes at these mega classes. You're going to be getting a lot of projects. So I don't have the date in my head of this, unless I put it in my phone, which I might have, but I also might have not done it yet. No, I will post the date so you can kind of keep it in mind. But if, and I'll be posting the event at the end of February. So if you want to sign up for that and you already own Painted Lavender stamp set, you can sub out for something of equal or lesser value. So that Painted Lavender set is $28. So you just message me and you say, hey, I want to sign up for the class. Can I have this stamp set instead? If it's something that like you want to sub out for a bundle or something like that, then you definitely can, and you just pay the difference for me, okay? So those are a couple notes that I have about it, but because it's a more expensive class and usually I don't post events till like the month or the week before the month, I thought I would get your brains going and tell you you're going to want to look at signing up for this event, because you're going to make probably like 10 to 15 different things. Some of them you'll make at the class. Some of them you're going to get a video to do to take home, because it's not an all-day event. It's just an evening event, and I don't want you to feel like you have to finish all of that in a day. So I will, if you have the calendar, then you can look on it. It's just escaping my mind for the moment. Okay, hopefully you finished that second card now during my blabbering. Let's do our last card. Okay, so the last one here, I kind of wanted to save for later, like closer to Mother's Day, but it was the paper that I'm using is a Celebration freebie. It's called the Subtle Stippled Designer Series paper, and so I kind of had to do it early. So the stamp set that I'm using is Stippled Roses, and I decided to make this a Mother's Day card. But of course, if you don't want to make a Mother's Day card this early, you don't need a Mother's Day card, you're just going to use a different sentiment and basically make the same card. Okay, so Stippled Roses bundle does have coordinating dies. That's some of the leaves that I used. Actually, this one, I think, that I used for this project. And you can either purchase this individually or a bundle. But if you bought this bundle, you could get this coordinating paper for free. So there's lots of beautiful patterns in it, and some of you might even have different papers than what I'm showing, but let me show you how to make this card. Envelope, all sorts of stuff, including gems. Don't lose these. They're see-through and they're very easy to lose. Okay, so first thing that you're going to start with is your card base. Now, please take a peek and see there's one of the sides that has a score line on it and then one that doesn't. So the side that has a score line, you're going to take that part and fold it backwards. So you'll want a bone folder handy, just like that. And that's going to create this like kind of little fake section on our card. Okay, so this section here, this skinny rectangle, we're going to tape that closed. How you take kind of a standard size card and make the inside a little smaller for your project. There we go. Tape that closed. Now on the inside, you should have a square, a white square that we're going to add. If you're somebody who wants to stamp on the inside, like I did, I had the stippled roses kind of nice little leaf here. You can either do that now or wait till you've attached it. But if you're worried about smudging, do it first, because then you can flip your paper over. But you do not have to have that stamped. It is beautiful on its own, or you can add any other leaf you have to. I used Lost Lagoon ink, if you're wondering. Okay, there's the inside. Now for the front, we have 2 pieces of designer series paper. You can see they're different than this one. So what you're going to do is you can either glue them on straight like this, or you can rough the edges up a little bit. So with a pair of scissors, or if you had one of our old kind of tools to do this, you're just going to run your scissors along the edges of the paper. And look how fun that is. It just roughs it up and it makes your card have a lot of character. Okay, so I figured this was a perfect set to do this with. So I'm doing it both to that little strip and to my big one. Make sure it's nice and supported. Don't go too rough. It just breaks the fibers up of your card. 2. There we go. Okay, now you've made a mess, and that's great. We're going to put tape or glue on the back and get these added to our card. Oh, I took off my adhesive. Come back. There we go. 4. And I'm just going to put that onto my card. There we go. All right, next I'm going to do a little bit of work on my tag, but I'm going to do that off of the card. Okay, so I've got my tag here, and if you can, maybe grab yourself a scrap paper, because I'm going to show you a technique that you can copy if you want to. And it can get a little messy. Okay, so I've got my nice circle. I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon ink and I'm going to stamp the right way, kind of on the left-hand side. There we go. Now you can do this two ways. I'm going to add a little splatter. So if you have the Lost Lagoon blend, you're going to take the thick side, so the one with this wide band, and you're going to just kind of flick ink against the cap. So you're almost just like drawing on the lid to get a little bit of splatter. Or if you don't own blends, you can also take your stamp, kind of press it together so you get a little bit of ink on the lid here, and grab a aqua painter. Grab yourself some water, and then you're just going to tap, tap, tap to get splatter. So whichever one works for you, completely fine. And you're going to just kind of be happy with either option. Now that we've got that settled, you can move your scraps and we can bring this back and pop this up on dimensionals for your card. Okay, this goes right in the middle of our front. And now we have some work to do. So this paper comes with full sheets of these black and white flowers. They are in all shapes and sizes, and I'm using all different ones. So you might have one that looks like this, you might not. You guys, unfortunately, have to do a little fussy cutting. So you're just gonna come and cut around the flower and leaf. So you need the one big one here. And don't be afraid if you got one that has a cutoff edge. I used that here too to show you. It still looks beautiful. You're just gonna roughly cut around these. Don't worry about making them perfect. They're going to look great. Almost done. Okay, there's my big one. And you're going to do your little one. Oh, my alarm's going off. There we go. Now I need to turn on. That's what cameras are great for. Turn this on so I can see when Theron's bus gets home. There we go. All right. I might have to jump up if his bus is early, but I should have enough time. Okay. I have my two beautiful flowers. Now, these are easy to just, pop up on dimensionals and add to the card. But if you're willing to get a little daring, you're going to take your flowers and you're going to squish them. You're going to squish them so you get so many creases and lines in that flower. Try not to rip it. And then you'll have this beautiful textured flower that just looks like it has so much character. Look at that. Look at how different those two look. So I've got one here. I'm going to do that to this one too. Fold it, bend it, squish it. There we go. All right, so for these flowers, I am going to add them around the perimeter of my card. Okay, so I think the easiest thing to do is probably just to add a dimensional to the top left-hand side here. That will be easy for me to put this one onto, and it'll kind of overhang onto the circle. This one, I'm going to put dimensionals just right beside here, but I'm also going to go ahead and put a tiny bit of tape because that's a lot of space for your flower to kind of have to be loose on. Okay, I've got a little tape on the right edge of my circle, got 2 dimensionals, and then you can flip this around however you like and attach it to the card. Okay, and then that definition on your card is so fun. You can kind of play with it. It'll flatten a little if you put it in an envelope, but not too bad. Then what you have in your envelope is this one large branch. So all I did is I cut off one of the tiny ones here, and that's what I used to tuck behind this flower instead of wasting a whole nother branch. I'm just going to tuck this one behind. The easiest thing to do that with is probably a glue dot. So you're just going to put a little glue dot on the bottom. Oops, come back. Or a dot of glue, whatever you have. Tuck that in back there. And then whatever you have left, again, just one glue dot should suffice. Oh, sorry, there's Theron's bus. I'm just gonna quickly go open the door while you're working. You're all working, right? Sorry about that. Tuck that underneath. And there's your card. You have a couple little gems. Hopefully you haven't lost them. If you'd like to add those to the card now, you can. So these are the iridescent foil gems. They're in the annual catalog, I believe. No, I think maybe they're in the mini catalog. But I've got one large and 2 small ones. And I just add those to the card. Here we go. There, I know your desk was probably a mess. That's why I saved this one for last. But I hope it was fun. It's a different technique we haven't really done in a long time. And it's kind of an easy technique to do with these kind of flowers. So this stippled paper is gorgeous. If you can get it as a freebie, it's great. If not, don't stress. You can also just do this with stamping, the stippled roses in Pebbled Path, crumpling those up, and you can go from there too. So there is card number 3. Well, I think I gave you all my announcements. Remember to let me know if you would like to come to class next week or take a to-go kit. I have 4 kits left for that Thinking of You class. And if you're thinking about the perennial lavender class, that is a specialty one in the later half of March. And you can let me know as soon as you can if you'd like to come for that. And I do need to know ahead of time because I have to order your stamp set, unlike this one where it was just kits that I made in advance. So I need to know if you'd like to come, and you can swap that set out if you don't need it and stuff. And then, yeah, if you would like to place an order this month, I would love to share shipping with you. If you're here in Edmonton, you can make it easy, and you can just message me an order and I'll get it put through for you. And if you're not, then no stress. I can either have you order online, or you can still send me the message and I can put it through for you, and it will just be on its way to your house. So I will see you guys later. Tune in every Tuesday at noon for my Lauren Scraplot free videos. And if you'd like to sign up for club next month, oh, that was the important thing. Usually club is the second Tuesday and second Wednesday of every month. Next month it is not, because I am going to Houston, okay? So it is the week before. It's the first Tuesday and Wednesday. Let me give you the dates. That's the important thing to make note of. So club is going to be on March 5th. Sorry, in 1 minute there. It will be on March 5th and 6th, because I'm heading off to Houston on the 12th, so I will not be here for club. So if you want to have a kit for class, then let me know, and they will be ready on the 3rd of March, okay? So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.